Hey everyone, so we are live and we'll be starting in 2 minutes.
Good evening, guys. I see some texts already.
So, hey Manoj, hey Bafra, hey Nila, and good evening Niveta.
So, hello, Manoj. I guess I have your resume. And hello, Pafra. Hello, Nila. Good evening. And hello, Niveta. Good evening. Thanks for joining in. Let's wait for another couple of minutes and then we'll kickstart.
So, I guess we'll start now. Here, like 12 people joined us, and we'll be some other people. Until then, let me go through a quick intro about a speaker. So, today is a 100th day of a chapter, so we are super happy to have Mr. Vijay Pravin Maharajan with us. Thank you for joining us today, sir. So
Yeah.
here, let me go through his achievements. Number one, he is a data storyteller, and he is listed among the 20 plus inspiring data scientists to be followed. And he is also 40 under 40 data scientist awardee in India. That is super cool. And yeah, he is also a data speaker. Oh, okay, wait. Now I am like super jealous of you because you are living life of like 10 youngsters alongside with your hard work, smart work, your family, your talent, your skill, your humbleness. Your resume would have also helped you throughout this journey of success. So that is what today's session is all about, and we are going to discuss all the ins and outs of the good resume. So to you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for this introduction. I would like to thank the State of the Art, State of the Youth chapter, Navakkal chapter, and I would like to personally thank Aishwarya for taking up the initiative to help out people in clarifying the the elements that are in a resume. So resume building is one of the important things in everybody's career, I would say, because nobody is born with a two-page resume or a four-page resume by birth. So it depends. It is an evolution. So and resume is one thing that is evolving over time, right? So nobody has a fixed resume. So for instance, I have a resume which is valid for the next 3 or 4 months. That's it. So I consider that every resume has a limited warranty or guarantee, you can call it. So it is highly unlikely that a person has the same resume for a year or two. Then there needs to be something that has to be changed. So wake up, people. So it's high time that you have a really good CV. So resume or curriculum vitae is one aspect of everyone that helps us in getting a good job. So it's a mild difference between getting a job and getting a good job. So that's why I personally feel resume helps each and every individual. So let me just quickly um, grab a sort of point list which I would like to discuss today. And today we also have a couple of live resume review as well. So I'll put it alongside me. So yeah, first is basics of resume making. So first of all, I would like to uh, make it an interactive session. I know it's hard. It's one way. I'm using StreamYard software to be in touch with you guys. But nevertheless, I suggest you to drop in your views in the text box, in the chat box, so that Aishwarya or the technical team will be helping me in grabbing those comments to the stream. So please be kind enough to uh, kickstart your uh, texts and keep it flowing. So first question from my side: what do you expect from this session? So be it resume building, you had a look at a wonderful poster designed by the poster designing team from State of the Youth Amakkal chapter. But taking one step at a time. So I would like to ask you guys, what do you expect from this session? So what all things you want me to share? What all things you want me to suggest? Anything that is relevant to this topic. Because we have a fixed boundary today. We are talking about resume building and resume making a CV good. So just keep coming and hi Kamakshi, hi Sitaram, and hi Varshini Silvakumar, and hello Preeti David. So if you have any questions or anything you want to ask me, just feel free to post your questions in the chat. So that will help me narrow down the needs of this particular session. So I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about it. Think about anything that you feel that is apt for this session, and then we'll jump into the session. And the good thing is it will be available on YouTube even after the session ends. So you can have a look at it. You can fast forward, rewind multiple times to particular sections of this video, and then we'll take it from there. So Niveda has a question, right? Yes. In schoolings, we just know write a biodata, which is in our handbook. Other than that, what is in resume, sir? Please teach us. Okay. So, uh, schooling, it's sort of you, as you rightly mentioned, it's about biodata, right? So when it comes to professional life, when it comes to college life, when it comes to professional life, you kind of give a polished appearance to your biodata. So that in that sense, we call it a curriculum vitae or resume. So to summarize, to sum up what all you have learned in the schools, what all you have achieved in the schools. So that's the sort of things you will put it in your resume. And the basic thumb rule for every resume is uh, please keep it short, because nobody is going to read 4 or 5 pages of a lengthy resume. And there is a stat saying that a resume is being glanced by a HR for just few seconds. Few in the sense probably 20 or 30 seconds. So if you write contents like a poet for 4 or 5 pages, then I'm sure that it will not be appropriate. So it is your duty, it is your responsibility to have it as short as possible. And yeah, Manoj is also asking about application tracking system. So application tracking system, I mean, there are plenty of it in the market. For sure, a lot of well-known companies or big market players are using an application tracking system where look for keywords, key elements from your resume, and they'll send out a rejection mail immediately. How many of you have wondered, you could have just applied for a job and you will get a rejection mail just soon after that? So it's probably because of an automated tool, which is an application tracking system that many companies do use. So they use it to filter a lot of applicants. I mean, imagine a job advertisement has been put on the website, and there will be a lot of uh, candidates who will be applying. And particularly in a country like India, assume that a country like in India, there will be enormous amount of applications. I mean, we have heard that there are lakhs and lakhs of people applying for 200 or 300 posts that are available in, let's say, bank sectors or UPS, public service examinations, or TNPAC, or whatever examinations that we come across every day. There are huge amount of applications that has been sent. So what do? I mean, ultimately they are even humans, right? So they need a filter. So they will for sure filter it out, and that's where the key elements or keywords come in handy. So that is one thing. I'll talk about your resume as well, Manoj. We have got your resume, so we'll review it online along with the others. Okay, and Ipafra has a question: how to make our resume stand out? So we'll talk about some of the factors or some of the points that can make you stand out from the crowd, but there isn't any fixed guideline for any resume. So I call it a dynamic thing that is evolving. As I said at the beginning, it is one thing that keeps on evolving. So let's say you could have done an internship today, and you could have appeared in a conference in the next month, in the last month, or you will have a talk show sponsored by some giant. So things keep on adding up in our lives. So we need to be clear which one to highlight and which not. So that is one that we need to be sure of. And yes, we'll go one by one. And there is also Akash Raj. Uh, தமிழ் பேசலாம் இல்லையான்னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. தமிழ் நல்லாவே பேசுவேன். தமிழ் சிறப்பாவே பேசுவேன். But since this is an event which is on YouTube, and which is also viewed by viewers from North India and across the globe. We are State of the Youth. Just to give you an introduction, why I am talking in English. என்னடா தமிழ்ல பேசாம இங்கிலீஷ்ல பேசிட்டு இருக்கிறேன்னு நினைக்கிறவங்களுக்கு சொல்றேன். State of the Youth is something that is inaugurated by people from Netherlands. So I'm living in Germany, so Netherlands is just close to me. So it is originated in Europe, and the State of the Youth Namakal wing has been initiated in recent times, and things are going out nicely. And just to give the viewers from abroad, I mean, if let's say people from Netherlands do have some time to watch out for this video after some time. I mean, not immediately, because time zone of Europe is different. If they do have some time and if they want to jump in, then it's good to have it in English. And இங்கிலீஷ்ல இவ்வளவு நேரம் பேசுனது புரிஞ்சுதான் நீங்களே இந்த கேள்வி கேட்டிருக்கீங்க தமிழ்ல பேசலாமேன்னு. ஸோ I would like to stick to English. Thanks anyways, Akash. Just to make it clear why I'm talking in English. Yes. But we'll, as the State of the Youth Namakal team has said in the chat box, we'll try to do one in Tamil. For sure, Tamil சிறப்பா பண்ணலாம். Okay, so getting back to the business. Yes, so we'll take it one at a time. So basics of resume. So as I said, as a thumb rule, keep it short. So I prefer a 2-page resume given at any point of time. I mean, if you are advancing in your career, if you are reaching a place where you feel that your job is more or less secure, or you will of course feel safe in a job, then switch to 1-page resume. But until then, you should always stick to a 2-page resume. That is That is what is actually standards in most of the industries. So these sorts of application tracking systems, they'll immediately reject your CVs just in case if you exceed 3 pages or 4 pages. So it's pointless to put in all the things. So don't put things that are less important. Maybe you can call it that way. And yes,
We
yeah,
have a
sure,
question.
sure, yes. Sitaram, for sure, yeah, I'll give you some insights as well. You're a master students from Germany and you're actively applying for internship or thesis. Okay. So resume building in general is different, but shaping up your resume in order to get a place, get an internship in Germany is different. But yeah, I'll try to answer your question. Okay. So what's the basics of resume making? Again, coming back to the basics. Keep it short. 2 page max is the mantra. So if you have a CV that carries hell a lot of information and takes it to third page or fourth page, forget about it. Just make sure that you have a 2 page CV. And what are the steps in building a resume? So I would say, as a person who is living in Germany for 7 years, I feel that having a picture of yours in a CV is really important. I mean, like it depends across borders. So people from India, they prefer not to have a picture of yours in a CV. But being in Europe, being a person, I mean, if you ask my own opinion, I would personally suggest you to have a picture of you in a CV, because that's what is unique about you, right? That's the first thing that is unique about other applicants. I mean, your face. So try to have it in a top right or top left corner. I'll show you a couple of resumes. That is one thing. And either at the header or at the footer, preferably header, you should have your contact information, or at least at the top of your resume, like your email ID, your phone number, if in case you're okay with sharing your phone number, and your address. I mean, if your address seems to be lengthy, I mean, don't add door numbers and all, just in case if it takes you to the next line, keep it short. Like, let's say some Sardar Vallabhai Patel Nagar in Tiruchirappalli, India, something like that. Just keep it short. So we don't want uh, minute details of it. Old number 54 and new number 64. Please avoid those informations. Try to keep it short, because address is something that people would like to know where you are located in. I mean, right now, since we are in pandemic, everything is going to be digital hereafter. So a guy or a girl who is living in, let's say, in Namakkal or Komarapalayam or Tirunelveli, he can work for Microsoft America in the future, in the near future. So I'm not talking about something that is in 2030 or 2040. So I'm just talking about 2025, probably 3 or 4 years from now. You will be definitely having people working remotely in a great numbers. So I'm sure about it. So a lot of job roles can be rolled out, because not just because of this pandemic. People started realizing that uh, the need for anybody to come to office space is not that super important. I mean, if you ask me, I'm a guy who loves to go out to office to have some coffee, to interact with people. I am a guy who builds relationships. So for me, it was very tough at the beginning. But these offices, these big corporates, what they did is they started realizing that they can cut down office spaces in the sense buildings, maintenance cost, electricity, water supply. There are so many costs associated with a lot of buildings that are in place. So that is one thing. Yeah. And there is one question from Anis. What can be the good template for a CV? I have changed so many resume, but nothing feels so good to me personally. Do template really matters? If so, where can I find a good template? Okay. Anis, in my perspective, there is not really a best template. So I won't call it a best template because, as I said at the beginning, it is an evolution. So this year something looks good to you. The next year something else will be upgraded. There will be someone who will be working on a template and will be releasing it to the world. So there are a lot of open source templates that are available. There are a lot of paid versions that are available. So it is again an evolution. So even if you have the same resume for a year or two, then a HR who might have glanced your CV with the same template could easily recognize you. I mean, of course, with the number of applications, it is not practically possible, but still, it's good to chop and change your resume, at least the template, once in a while. I'll get back to the templates. I'll show you mine. Mine is a single page CV, not just that I am very confident about what I'm doing. It's just that I wanted to be crisp. So I always wanted to be uh, minimal in terms of what I project to the society. So I'll show you my CV and then I'll walk you through a couple of CVs that we received for this particular event. So fonts and templates to be used is another point in my checklist. I'll come back to that. And listing your skills, certifications, and projects. Will walk you through uh, while I show my resume. And then yeah, at the end we'll have a couple of live resume reviews. Okay. So yes, I'll quickly share my screen and show you my particular CV. Yeah, just give me a second. So do you guys see my screen? Do you guys see my screen?
I guess it's visible.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So I'll zoom in. Don't worry if it looks so small at the moment. But yeah, that's my resume. So that there you go. So it's a one pager where I'll walk you through each sections individually. So coming back to the top section, as I said, I prefer to have a picture of you and then a name, what you do, maybe a little bio here. So just think about your expertise, right? Or um, what you would like to call yourself. Like if you have done something in your schools or your college life or your career, just write it as a key point and place it at the top. And then here you go, you have an email ID which is clickable. So if someone clicks on it, it opens a window to the particular mailbox, and then your location. So just simple as it as it. I mean, just keep it simple. So I just written Munich, Germany. So if you're in Noida, just Noida, India, Mumbai, India. That's enough. I mean, they just want to know where you're coming from, and then your LinkedIn profile or any virtual profile that you have. If you have a website, for sure you can have it, and make it also clickable. So just click it, and then there is a phone number, and yeah, there is a website. I mean, since I have a website, I have written it here. Otherwise, it's fine. And then I would suggest you to have your work experience at the beginning. So that is very important. And then if it is possible to have your company website clickable, then go for it. As soon as you click it, it opens a window of Siemens. And yeah, just keep it simple and keep everything in bullets. And then you can also add a contact to your particular job, someone whom you have closely worked with, and then do the same for the work related things, and then go for education where you have did your masters. Start with the recent one, so go with the recent degree that you have had, and from where you had it, the time frame, and your grades, and then your bachelor's degree or the schools that follows. And right at the top I have skills. I mean, since it's a one page CV, I just have my top skills. But if you are a fresher, if you are someone who is starting your career, you can have multiple things here. And yeah, if you have volunteered somewhere, like a non-profit organization or somewhere, you can have that. And then you can have your awards section and languages, and what sort of causes that you would like to support, just in case if you do anything. And in my case, I do support climate change and educating women, in most cases. And yeah, interests. So I collect stamps. So philatelist is something that I do collect stamps on a regular basis. I have a collection of more than 100 plus country stamps. And numismatist is something that is related to coin collection. So like the same, I have coins from various countries. And of course, cricket. I mean, an Indian, uh, for sure. Indians play a lot of cricket, so yes. So that is from my resume. Just a quick walkthrough. So if you have any questions here, just let me know. Excuse me, it's not a super updated resume. I have updated it probably a few weeks, or let's say a couple of weeks back. But yeah, I just thought to use it because I haven't done anything much in this particular space. So yes. Mhm.
Please post if you have any questions in the chat box.
Yeah, and I mean, if there are not any questions regarding my resume, then I'll switch back to the live resume review, where
Yeah, sure.
I give out reviews for the other people. So we have managed to receive a couple of, I mean, not just couple, but a lot of resumes. I'll walk them through. Just a second. So there is Anis Hussein's resume, Anand Vignesh resume, Manoj, you have sent us your resume. We'll walk through. There is a question from Preeti. Is it necessary to include your positives and negatives? I mean, if you are a beginner, if you are someone who is looking out for jobs at your early stage of your career, then for sure you can do that, but not always. I mean, not when you are evolving. When you have so many things to show, then why to talk about negatives in a resume? So yes, I hope screen is visible now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we do have one more question
yeah. Hmm.
from Sitaram. Is it good to have practical internship experience? But I guess it's better than masters.
Hmm. Yes, it's good to have internship experience. So there are a lot of internship opportunities that are available. So look out for opportunities, and just make sure that you grab an internship, even if it is a virtual internship, even if it is an unpaid or a paid one. That doesn't matter. Gaining experience matters. So go for it and grab an opportunity whenever that is available. So you guys see my screen with the resume of Lucky Panjwani from Nagpur. Do you guys see my screen, or it is still not visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay, I guess the layout should be changed, I guess, for the resume review. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I mean, my first resume answers the question from our friend, so who asked about Tamil interaction at the beginning. So, first resume that we have got here is from Nagpur. So this is one reason why I was talking in English. I am still talking in English. தமிழ்ல பேசலாம். தமிழ்ல ரெஸ்யூம்ஸ் தமிழ்லன்னு ஒரு பர்ட்டிகுலர் ஈவெண்ட் நடத்துறப்ப கண்டிப்பா தமிழ்லயே சீரும் சிறப்புமா பேசி நம்ம ரெஸ்யூம் ரிவ்யூ பண்ணலாம். But yeah, thanks for sending your resume, Lucky Panchwani. So yeah, first resume, so always should go with lucky. Luck. I mean, I am not someone who believes in luck. I believe in actions. So rather than waiting for something to happen, I believe in taking actions. But you have luck in your name itself. So just do the actions and expect the rest. Okay, so as I said, it's good if you have your picture somewhere at the top, if it is possible. And as I said, not a detailed address where you come from. So just in case if you feel to scrap it off, you can have just Jaripatka Nagpur. Should be fine. And mobile number or email ID is fine. Career objective is something that you can put at your resume if you are at the beginning stage. But yeah, it's good to have at least a couple of lines, not just one liner, because that's your objective. So it should be well and good. And yeah, academics, good. Bachelor's, schools, and in the proper order. That is good. Technical skills, perfect. Soft skills, mm-hmm. Yeah, good. And project, okay. Yeah, here you can have bullets. I mean, instead of a paragraph that um, could could not be so pleasing to the eyes, it's good to have some bullets here. And extracurricular is good for every student. It is good to have co-curricular and extracurricular activities. And achievements, I would suggest you to have one more achievement. I mean, even if you have one some sports activities like a quiz competition or something in badminton, cricket, just think about it. You could have one speech competition at your schools. So just add one because it doesn't make sense to have a single point with the bullet. And strengths, yeah, you can have that. It's good. Again, it's good if you have it in bullets and if you have just two or three. So date of birth, nationality. Nationality is something that you should project only if you apply outside India. Otherwise, it's something that you can scrap it off. And this is also important. I mean, to have your date and place where you have scripted this CV. So overall, it looks good. Maybe you can look for an alternate template because it looks monotonous with no colors. I mean, depends on people. So some prefer plain CV with no colors, but I'm a guy who prefers a little bit of colors. I mean, not dashing colors here and there everywhere. So it's just a little bit of colors that can enhance your profile. So that is fine. And coming to Ananda Vignesh CV, yeah, this is what I wanted to tell. Just to have a CV and sorry, picture, and then the contact details. LinkedIn profile, yes, clickable. That is very good. Do the same for email ID. That is also important. And profile. Instead of profile, you can find another term because everything here is a profile. And yes, your work experience should come first, Vignesh. So because you have finished all these things and then started your career, so I suggest you to have this particular section like work experience at the top where you have it nice. I mean, mm, probably you could have cut short this section. I mean, Location and the project, probably the company matters, not the other details. Maybe you can include it somewhere here. And one important thing I wanted to highlight at the beginning, it is a 4-page resume. So for sure, even I am not gonna read the full resume because that's the mantra that I just mentioned at the beginning. So have your work experience at the top, then comes your educational qualification, and then the area of expertise, followed by your training. So that's the flow I would suggest, and not so many points. And of course, the arrangement of bullets is not so appropriate. Maybe you can have it towards the left. And yes, too many project and too many. Oh my God. This third page is all about your responsibilities, but believe me, nobody is interested in reading so many responsibilities and spend a lot of time on each and individual resume, because you are competing with thousands and thousands. And imagine if your resume is uh, being looked at for like few seconds. So for sure, most of the informations will be lost. So just try to plan accordingly. And yeah, it's good to have skills. So rather than talking so much things about what you have done and where you have done, just keep it short. And yeah, personal details and declaration. Declaration is one thing people prefer to add. It's up to people. I mean, I don't have any objections or suggestions on that. Yeah, it's good. Apart from having a 4-page CV, yours is also good. And coming to Anis CV, yeah, perfect. Picture, check. What you are doing, perfect, check. Where you're working, check. Coimbatore address is perfect, check. Number and mail address, probably a LinkedIn profile, because now we are in a digital era. So having something that is also visible to the outside platform, outside world is really good. Summary is really good. Education, yeah, probably you can have your final grades instead of the word aggregate of. Maybe you can have something like grades or final grades. This is good. Professional experience, perfect. Yes, again, a lot of points. Maybe you can try to keep it short. Yours is a 2-page resume, but I mean, if somebody looks at it and if someone sees these many points in the very first page, it gives an impression that they can skip to the next resume. So just have the important points. Just try to have it probably till here, maybe just 4 or 5 points. And yeah, this is good. This is good. Yeah, you should reduce a couple of points in every experience. Just try to sum it up, try to summarize, try to be precise and short. And yeah, this is good. Soft skills and language. This is a bullet, I assume. So form a new line for every bullets that you post. And yeah, this is good. Good. Okay, perfect. And most importantly, it is a recently edited CV. That gives a good impression for any HR who is looking at it. Oh, that is really nice of you, Anis. And Manoj, yes, from Mumbai. Thanks for joining in from Mumbai. Perfect. I was looking for this, Manoj. So I was looking for a GitHub profile. So I wanted to share this at the beginning. So it's in a digital space. It's good to have a CV, LinkedIn profile, and then a GitHub profile. So you're spot on. You have a GitHub profile. GitHub is something where you store your code snippets. So be it a simple program or complicated programs, just try to document it there and post it on GitHub. So it is helpful for anybody who can view your expertise and skill levels. And here you can personalize your LinkedIn name. I mean, you can remove these numbers that are at the end. Just play through the LinkedIn settings and you can find that option. Some people have the skills at the top, which is also good, in my opinion. Certifications, yes. Projects, yes. The GitHub profiles, perfect. Is it clickable? No. Okay, so you should form a clickable link, otherwise it is lost. Nobody has the time to copy this information and go to a web browser, paste it. So just make it a clickable link. Education, okay. So yours is a one-page CV. So okay, fine. So I would suggest you to have education at the top, education, skills, projects, and then certifications, and probably some kind of information in the footer, because the footer looks so empty after this particular line. Maybe have something, because you have, it seems that you have done a couple of projects and you have also stored it on GitHub profile. So it's good to showcase it to the external world. And yeah, probably if you have the certification link, I mean, people also provide links to the certification. So if you have links to the certification, please do provide that. Otherwise, your resume is well and good. Okay, so just give me a second.
Yeah, we don't have any other questions.
Yeah. So if you have any questions, if you have any questions with your own CV or with um, any other CV, just let me know. So Sita Ram, yes, if he has his CV, just open it. I mean, you can share your screen, Aishwarya. I can walk it through.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Sitaram, if you're, please send the CV to the email.
So anything else? Any questions? So Anis has something. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Anis. Is it mandatory to mention our skills and certifications in the first page? I mean, it is not mandatory. I mean, resume, as I said, it's everybody. I mean, right now we have looked at 4 resumes, and including mine, it is 5. So all 5 were different, and it is also it also depends on your experience. For instance, I'm a person who has close to 7 years of experience, 6 to 7 years of experience. So my resume is something different to some of the beginners' resume that we have spotted here. So Ani's resume is different, Lucky's resume is different, and there is another resume, Vignesh's resume is also different. So depends on the experience level. People tend to craft their resumes. So it's not mandatory to have the skills and certifications, and particularly to the left or right of the CV, but it's good to have. It's good to have the skills and achievements column somewhere in your CV. Yeah, and you can try resume.io. That is a good platform to find templates. And there is also another website called Novo Resume, Novo, Novo, novoresume.com or something. I'm not sure. Maybe you can Google a bit and just try to find a sample there. And for a guy who texted from Germany, it is possible to craft your CV as well, but you should have a Europass template, or at least what Europeans prefer. So for people who are also looking out for opportunities outside India or in Europe, you can also have a look at European format. That could help. Anything else? We'll just wait for a minute. Just try to collect a couple of queries. So it's close to 45 minutes. My God.
So,
I'm
what do
gone.
you prefer, a single page resume or 2 or 3 pages resume?
What? Sorry, I
Yeah, what do you prefer, a single page resume or a 2 or 3 page resume?
never three. Not at all. Not at all 3 page or 4 page CV. I suggest you guys to have a two-page resume. So single-page resume is something that you can do it at the later part of your career. But to be honest, it's good to have a two-page CV because you should grab an opportunity. Because I'm someone who already got an opportunity, who is already performing in a place. So I'm sticking to a one-page resume. But for people who are looking for opportunities, who are especially graduating from universities, who are early in their careers, it's good to have two-page resume.
So yeah, we know. Then we already answered your question, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So do you guys have any other questions? If not, it's at most time.
Hmm. So if there's any questions, you can always write me on my LinkedIn or Instagram or any social media handles. So maybe you can edit the description of this video after the show is over, where you can give my social media handles to the people so that they can somehow try to get in touch with me, and then they can, of course, contact me.
So yeah, you can find Vijay sir's profile, LinkedIn profile in the description below.
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess there are no more questions.
Yeah. So for people who are in this particular video, I have posted some of my links here. Maybe I'll ask the organizing team to post it. Maybe you can post it in the video description after the video is over. Thanks, Manoj. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the appreciation. You're most welcome. And anything
So
else?
I guess there is no more questions. So it's
Yeah.
almost time. We have come to the end of the session. Let me go and brag about our chapter for 2 minutes and we'll end the session. So yeah, for those who don't know what State of Youth is, it is a for youth by youth platform, and it was initially started in Netherlands, as Vijay sir already said. So we have our 9 State of Youth board members. They will be discussing the things what all should go on in State of Youth. So we are a local chapter of State of Youth called State of Youth Namakkal. So if you are willing to join a chapter, or if you have wanted to be a part of any of the activities we are doing, you can check out our website. This website link, the Instagram link, and all the other links which you need are in the description below. Please feel free to check out them, and you can always reach out to us through the website. You can message us. And yeah, what we do in State of Youth is that we take action on 17 sustainable development goals. For those who don't know what the sustainable development goals are, please feel free to Google. I don't want to bore you with telling all the 17 goals. So yeah, and this webinar is part of SDG 8, which is the decent work and economic growth. So we thought having a good resume will always help you to achieve your goal, and it will help you a step forward. So yeah, and that is what today's webinar is all about. I guess you have learned something from this webinar, and thank you all of you for joining us. And thank you, Vijay sir, for joining us today.
Yeah. So it's my pleasure being with your your
Okay,
particular group. Yeah.
okay. Just a minute. We have Sita Ram has shared this resume. Seems. Would you like to review it?
Yeah. Why not? Can do it
Uh,
real quick. You can share the
uh,
screen. I can.
okay, just a minute.
Yeah. And for others, you can probably leave the call if you have had enough information. If not, you can still stay on the call. Sorry, on the video.
Yeah, is my screen visible?
I guess you should share the change the format, layout format.
One second.
Yes, yes. Now it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the top section of the resume is actually good with the picture, the address, and the other stuffs. As I said, LinkedIn, personalize your LinkedIn profile. Remove the numbers at the end, and yeah, starting with your work experience is always good. Either your education or work experience, it depends. And the bullets are precise, 3 to 4 points. Nice. Maybe you can add tasks and responsibilities or something like that. And also good if you add a contact with each experience, like I showed in my profile. And education, yeah, scroll it to the bottom. Education, good. It's pursuing or ongoing, you can call it that way. Academic tasks, yeah, good. And then scroll below. And if you have only 1 point, please don't go with the bullet. Make it two, because it's like academic tasks, just one at the top, and then you're using a bullet for a thesis, which is not so appropriate. And the next section is good. Good. Programming skills is good. Good. Perfect. It looks good. It looks fine. More or less, it is an ideal resume. You already have the basics covered, just a little minor corrections here and there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. Okay. We have come to the end of the session. So, okay. Have any more
Yeah.
questions also?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can contact
So
Aishwarya or the State of the Youth Normal Wing or myself, even after the session. Thanks a lot for the opportunity, and yeah, all the very best, guys.
thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Thanks.